5 minutes, guys. You guys have a couple more minutes? We don't want to go too late. We actually have a special guest speaker in the back of the room that we're going to bring up at the very end to wrap up tonight. A very close friend of mine. He's going to be phenomenal. He's a professional in this industry. He's been motivational speaking, if that's a word or a verb, for the past, I don't know how many years, but he's a man. So we're going to bring him up after I'm done. But I just wanted to comment real quick. Do you guys realize what we're doing here? Who's been to another? Just don't put that on yet. I'm standing up. It's gonna be on my office. Come on, man. Just kidding. Who's been to another Ignite corporate meeting? Anybody? Raise your hand. Anybody? Just you? Anybody else? What do you guys all come here every week? You've been to some, right? I started going to them in the beginning, and I'm not knocking them. Don't get me wrong. They're great meetings. I mean, unbelievable. They got trainings. They teach you how to make a phone call. They teach you how to get a customer. They teach you the basics that you need to know. But do you guys realize that no one's doing this? You guys, I don't think a lot of you guys are spoiled because you've been coming to this meeting and you haven't seen anything else. But you've been to other meetings. No one's doing this, right? No one's creating a team. Does that make sense? We come here every week, right? A guy like Mark Broke and myself. I didn't even know this guy before. We're coming every single week, and I know that this guy's out every day building this business, fighting the same fight that I'm fighting. He's fighting for this exact same thing I'm fighting for. I can come to this meeting every week and sit across from him while Ron or Tony or Sean play. We could look at each other. You know what? I respect you, dude. He's a brand new SD. Give him a hand. Brand new SD. I can sit across from the room from this guy, and I can look at him, and we have it's almost like we're forming up like a band of brothers. We're creating a team. Anybody ever play sports? I played football in high school, right? And it's like, anybody play football? You go away for a week of training camp, and it's like the worst week of your entire life. Two dating training camps were the worst weeks of my entire life. I mean, seriously, I've done a lot of crazy things in my life. I had a lot of really bad experience. Nothing was worse than high school football training camp. You know what I mean? But you know what it did? It brought you together as a team. You went through hell together. Does that make sense? Like when I'll never forget some of my best friends I played high school football with. And it's like you're waking up at 6 o'clock in the morning to your coach banging at your door. You're tired. You're hot because it's 80 degrees and it's humid in August, and you're sleeping in a log cabin in the middle of the woods. And he's banging on your door, telling you to get up and put your football pads on and run the practice. Are you kidding me?
Those pads are still wet.
And the pads are still wet with sweat from the night before. And your feet have blisters on, you can barely get into your cleats, you can't even walk. You kind of just run and your feet become numb, so you can't feel it anymore. And then you go do it again in the afternoon under the hot beating sun. Then you go do it again at night. 3 days for a week, are you kidding me? It's horrible. I don't know if anybody's experienced anything like that. But you know what? It sucks when you're in it. It really does. You're sleeping in bunk beds. People, one guy above you, one guy down. I mean, it's like horrible. It's like, you feel like you'd rather be in jail. You know what I mean? And it's like, I guess most of you probably don't know what I mean. I don't know what I mean. Anybody has been in jail before. But anyway, it's like, it's horrible when you're in the moment, right? But it's all worth it when you're running out on the field on Friday night under the lights for the first game, and you look up at your fellow classmates that aren't on the football team, that are in the stands and are cheering, and they feel part of the team, because they go to the school, and you almost look at each other like with a cocky smile and go, they have no idea what we went through. You know what I mean? There's a camaraderie. There's a special feeling, a special bond that's built when you see each other in the hallways. And 2 weeks ago you were dying next to this guy. You physically thought you were going to die on the practice field, right? There's a special camaraderie. If you realize no one else in the Ignite is doing this, you realize what we're building here week after week. Nate, you come, man. I see you every single week. This guy is the most consistent guy I've ever seen in the business. Guy a few months ago didn't have tremendous success out of the gate like everybody else, but who cares? This isn't a sprint, this is a marathon, dude. Right? And the people that are persistent and consistent, keep their eyes on the prize, are the ones that win. Anthony Marino, you got started 3 days after I did. Right? You didn't have tremendous success out of the gate. You were trying to go empty. This guy's one of the most consistent guys I've ever met. Just went empty last week. Give him a hand. Because I know exactly what you're doing. You're doing the exact same thing I'm doing. You're doing the exact same thing Ron and Tony are doing. You see what I'm saying? We're creating, because we're fighting the exact same fight together. See what I'm saying? We're out doing the exact same thing together. And we come here once a week. Do you guys realize when these other states open, if we create this culture, right, we create this team, when these other states open, the rest of the night, you know what they're going to do? They're going to call, everybody's going to call the people they know in New Jersey, and they're going to drive to New Jersey and talk to the people they know as individuals, right? This guy might go by himself, and this guy might go by himself, and this guy might go by himself, and they plug into the corporate meetings and try to get as many people as they can. Do you realize we create a team of 100, 200 people that are all committed to each other? And we have camaraderie, and we have a spirit of, there's no better team than this team, Ignite. You realize we can go as a team to New Jersey and take it over? The rest of these people in Ignite will have no idea what hit them. I don't care if you're not the best person to do this business. If you stick with this team, you will succeed. Right? It's almost like if it's raining on me, if you stand next to me, you're going to get wet. Woo! Right? Woo! Right? You don't have to be the man. Just hang around the team and you're going to succeed. I'm telling you. I have a very special announcement to make. These guys will only embarrass them, okay? And then nothing's set in stone or anything. It's just some preliminary conversations that we had to make. But I need to let you guys know because it's a success story. It's a testimony to this business and that it works and that you can actually make real money out of the gate.
Don't do it.
No.
Don't do it.
Listen, I'm doing it. Very good friends of mine, Ron and Tony Jarrett, right? They were both up here. Twin brothers in a used car dealership in Allentown, right? Car business was going well, you know, recession hit. Car industry was one of the worst industries that got hit, you know? And their business slowed down a little bit. Ignite came into their lives 5.5, 6 months ago. How long?
Yeah, November 25th.
5.5 months ago, something like, I don't know, whatever it is. And these guys exploded. I mean, it went empty in a few weeks. SD in what, 50, 60 days. They have 107 people already in their SD code, in their SD business. So from the day they went SD, they already have 107 associates in their SD business. These guys are making 10, these guys are making like about 10 G's last month? 8. Oh, okay, 8. Sorry. Yeah. Struggle, man. You know? Long story short, because of the money that they've been able to make in Ignite, you know, they were able to pay some bills and that kind of thing. I'm not going to say anything, but we had some conversations that in the near future, they might be able to liquidate their dealership, close the doors on that chapter of life forever, and do this full time. Give them a hand round of applause. We're having a retirement party for you guys. All right? Everybody's invited. Everybody's invited. We're going to have a few hundred people show up at their dealership, and we're going to have a white stretch limo, and there's going to be a few hundred people, and we're going to watch you guys as you close that for the last time. You can close the door for the last time of your life, and we're going to put you in the limo. We're going to have a retirement party somewhere. All right? It's going to be. What's that? All right. I'm going to bring Mike up, and then he's going to bring up our guest speaker.
I just want to say one thing.
All right,
you guys got to realize, you guys are going to see these two guys close their dealership and go full-time in a multi-level marketing business, and you guys have the same exact opportunity. In fact, MedEd, the other electric company which is on Easton, Northampton, Reading, is opening June 1st. There's another 1 million or so customers available. You have a brand new business opportunity June 1st, and you can do exactly what they take, if not bigger. So, yeah.
Okay. All right, guys. We're going to play a video for you real quick. The 2-minute clip.
Projector on.
Yeah, we'll turn it on. You want to turn it on? And then we're going to bring up our guest speaker. His name's Mike McFarland. Let me tell you a couple things about him. He's going to come up right after the video. I met Mike when I was 18 years old. I'm originally from like the Philadelphia Bluebell area, and Mike's from down there, and I got started in business and met him. And this dude was one of the most influential people in my life ever. I mean, I never saw somebody speak the way he spoke. I was 18 years old, I was in high school, and I remember going to hear this guy speak and just get my mind on him. I didn't think that I could become successful as an 18-year-old. You know what I mean? You had this idea in your head, you got to go to school, you got to go to college, you got to get out of college, you got to work your way up the corporate ladder, right? You got to pay your dues before you become successful. And this guy totally changed the way I thought. You know, it's almost like that. It's almost like that saying, like. You take the same 10 group of people, right? You take 10 guys here, and you take 10 guys here, they're the exact same guys, but they're coached by 2 different leaders, they're coached by 2 different coaches, right? If this guy's phenomenal and this guy sucks, he's going to get way more out of that same group of 10 people than this guy will. Right? It's almost like, you know Duke basketball, Coach Krzyzewski, right? He doesn't have any, I mean, yeah, he's a recruiter or whatever, but he doesn't have any better players than, let's say, North Carolina, right? But he's able to get that extra 10% out of his people. because he's a great leader. And that's exactly what Mike is. And we asked him to come in tonight. We're fortunate enough to have him. His time's very valuable. And we're going to play a short video clip that we really feel encapsulates what Mike is all about. And then he's going to come up and wrap up the night. So let's hit the lights and Mike, hit the video, man.